the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
How about that? Zero Dark 30, and it's dark. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is Tuesday morning. It is hit the fan, and we are getting the show that we all paid for, but we really didn't want to see. No siree, Bob. Here we are, folks. And no, I'm not going to talk about Kamala Harris at the Democrat National Convention, all the stupid that happened there. Too easy, too obvious. Instead, I would rather talk about how we prepare ourselves to deal with and then take action. I look at what our opponents are doing. You can call them adversaries, you can call them enemies. We can argue all day about who's evil and who's not, but how do you deal with the opponent? Well, they're playing for the win. They're playing for the win. Now, when you play for the win, you're willing to do whatever it takes. And when you take the lead, when you're in advantage, you play by the rules. And when you get behind, hell, rules go out the window, right? You start doing everything you can, right? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And the Democrats will cheat every single chance they get. They don't care. It's about winning to them. That's what they care about, winning. Nothing more, folks. Nothing less. But winning. What are you willing to do to win? Back in the 1700s, the kings of England hated the American colonists. They were already rabble rousers. The reason they were in America is they weren't happy with being in England. Starting with the Pilgrims who, kind of worked their way across the sea in the Mayflower. Followed by other rabble rousers from England, Germany, Scotland, Ireland. Right, so they figured going to America was a win. Well, they were still under the king. The king says, you know what? I'm in this to win this. America belongs to me. Can you imagine the fucking mental? Well, actually, we can, can't we? The mental gymnastics the king of England had to go through, had to live in, to believe that, well, I've got troops there. It must be mine. I own it. So I'm going to tell the land and the people on the land to do everything I say. They're willing to go all the way, folks. They believe that type of shit. The same way Kamala Harris thinks she can tell us what to do. The same way any government thinks it can tell the people what to do. Well, I'm the government and I'm here to tell you what to do because I know best. And the reason I know best is because I say I know best. Because somebody said I'm in charge. And then they roll with it. Then they take action. They don't care who they hurt. Once again, let's look at Kamala Harris. Let's see. She gave oral sex to Willie Brown. Got started in politics. Became the Attorney General of California. I don't know who she blew for that one. And she laughed, cackled hysterically by putting black men in jail for nonviolent crimes and keeping them there longer than their sentences, and even having people falsely charged and covering up the evidence, and almost had a man executed who was just trying to get a fair hearing and have DNA work to prove his innocence. She interfered because she's in charge. She's a woman. She's black and she's Indian and she's whatever we need to say in any given day to make sure you understand that she has the right to do what she wants. But that's the mentality. It's too much. It's too much for this Tuesday. It's incredible. This is their mentality. So when they claim they know what's right, they're willing to take action no matter what. I'm going to ask you, are you willing to take whatever it requires to get free? To get free. I can do this a number of different ways with you, right? They're willing to do whatever it takes to silence you, shut you up, get absolute and total power. What are you willing to do? Now, let's just say you live in a forest and it's loaded with bears, evil bears, six-legged bears with that only speak Russian. You hate these bears. These bears hate you. The bears always trying to eat people and kill them. Right? There's no way to convert the bears. Bears won't listen. Okay, we're creating this scenario where there's an awful, terrible, monster-like set of creatures, and they're going to destroy you every chance they get. Do you wait until one of these bears has snuck up on you and sunk its fangs into your ankle before you do something about it? Instead of six-legged bears, let's do six-legged wolverines. Nasty, vicious little bastards. They'll bite you in the ankle. Right? Are you going to wait till one has latched onto your ankle and is trying to eat you alive before you start kicking and fighting back? Do it right at that point. You know you're dead unless you do something. What do? This thing's all over your ankle. What do you do? Well, I don't want to kill an animal. Well, it is an animal. It's trying to kill you. What do you do? Okay, now let's change the story a little. Same six-legged wolverines, man, makes it very fast and nasty. They still don't have an opposable digit, so they're mad about that. Similar scenario. Instead of you waiting for something to happen, you're in the forest. Six-legged wolverines are everywhere. You hear them. Do you wait until they got a clear sight on you and they're charging, or do you do something about it ahead of time? Do you start taking some sort of remedial action? Well, yeah. No, I am not suggesting anyone kill animals or kill Democrats. I'm just using this academically. You don't wait for the enemy to sink their fangs into you and you're on the moment before death before you do something. You recognize what the problem is. You understand it's nasty work. And you get it done. You fight to win. You fight for your life. Right? Just because it's another human being doesn't mean you have to suffer under its orders, its commands, its bullying. Right? That's just it. We don't have to tolerate bullying. And this idea that, well, we're civilized, so you allow yourself to be bullied, beaten, screwed over, fucked, and then you try and win in court. That's not civilized, folks. That's submissive. That's submissive. And then you pray that some guy who works for the same other guys is going to give you justice. Yeah, the judicial and executive branches, known as the judge and the cops, they work together. When are you and me and all of us going to realize you don't wait until the Wolverines are gnawing at your fucking ankle? You don't wait until they're almost on top of you. You get prepared up in here, right up between the ears. At some point, we know as soon as we step out of our little cabins in the woods, it's going to be hunting time, and we're going to have to flip the thing. We're going to have to flip the narrative. Instead of waiting to be assaulted and beaten by then, we're going to have to realize real action has to be taken. You can't live at peace with six-legged fucking wolverines. Right? And they will kill you. So it comes down to kill or be killed. Same as if it was a bear or an alligator or any animal or any human that's vicious. A bunch of Hamas protesters, they'll kill you. A bunch of real Hamas terrorists from Palestine, oh, they'll kill you and worse. When are we going to be ready, folks? Well, I'm ready now. When are you going to take action? Well, it's not quite time, is it? I'm not encouraging anyone to do anything wrong, violent, unlawful, illegal. I want everyone to behave lawfully, but there's going to come a time. Are you prepared? Chance favors the prepared mind is yours.